Hi, I'm Brian Hall of Great Western Mining, and I'm talking to you from our mill site in Mineral County, Nevada at Sotaville, where we're in the final stages of commissioning our mill for production. Can't give you an exact date, but it's all going ahead and going well. I'm joined today by Trudy White, who is, you can pan over to her please. Trudy is part of the team of Muletown Enterprises, our partner here at the mill. Trudy is a contractor in her own right. She is a qualified electrician, she's a qualified driller, she has her own explosives license, and she also is a qualified safety officer. And just in case she gets bored in her spare time, she's got 3 children under 8 years old. Now, Trudy is going to take us around the mill site because she knows it better than anyone. She's been on the job now since the early days. Trudy, I'd like you to just take us through the site and show us where we've got to and where we are. Maybe we're standing on the top of a naturally occurring rock formation which we are using for gravity separation. We've built various levels, and we're standing on the top level now, and we're right next to Trudy's control room. And Trudy, take us through that and show us inside there what you're doing.
Well, welcome out here. So we're on the 4th level, and there are several decks that we have all the equipment set out on, and I'll take you into the control room, showing off how the panels and circuits are run, and then maybe we can step out on the platform and view the equipment. And I'll kind of explain what's going on here. So on this level, we're going to have the crushing circuit start on this southern side. The ore will come in and be crushed, and that's what our plans are and what we're doing right now. And on this side, they're going to be screened down and separated by, where the gold is at most. And as we continue on the levels, we'll be able to even more classify that and start pulling the gold out so we can sell our concentrate.
Thank you.
Come on in. Okay, so in here we have our main power coming in from the generator. This will power all the motors, circuits, everything going on between the 4 levels. It starts here, and then you'll have your start, stop, reset per circuit and device. And then on the lower levels where we have our dicer tables, they have to be controlled a little more technically, so they'll have a variable frequency device so we can turn them down and run them as slow as we need to grab as much of the gold as we can, or turn them up higher if the ore body is allowing us to, and it'll change your processing speed. So those dynamic controls are a little lower, but this is the startup process up here. So out here on our terrace, you can see all the levels going down where we have the equipment set up. Out here we have, on this 3rd deck, we have the SWACO screens in the Midwestern that are further classifying the gold. From here, and you can see off to my left, the spirals help classify the gold and silver ore, and they move down to that 1st level where they're going to hit the dicer tables, and that's the last form of recovering the gold and where the concentrate tanks are.
Okay, we've now come down to level 2, which has the spirals. Tell us, Trudy, tell us a little bit about this.
So with these spirals here, what will happen in classifying the gold by this stage is already crushed and pulverized. It'll come down the spirals with water, completely gravity fed, and your heaviest minerals, which is your gold, silver, and potentially lead if it's in the ore body, which ours I don't believe it is, they're going to move and cycle to this inner corner, and your waste and tailings metals are going to come up here to this outer edge, and it's going to separate the 2 for you so you can further classify down the ore body. Then this moves on to the next set of spirals we have set up. So here we are still on level 2. This is on the northern side of the pad. This is the Midwestern screen, and we have a SWACO screen. So there's 2 sizes. One is 30 inch, this one is 16, and there's going to be 5 screens in here. They're measured in microns in your mesh weight, so your slurry will come into the screen and classify each size until it is small enough to go through all of them. And all this really does is, in the terms of moving the ore to the next level, it'll pull out more of a nugget effect, or your heavier metals that weren't crushed to the size we need for the tables. And essentially it just shakes like this when we turn it on, and it'll pulse all that material through. Okay, so here we are still on level 2 on the northern side. This is the SWACO screen, the same version but this first stage.
This project. Trudy, tell us a little bit about the Dier table.
Of course. So this side of the table here is the last stage, coming towards where your ore and slurry hits the table here out of a feeder. It comes across the table, and these grooves direct by weight, whether it's your gold and silver and heavy metals or your waste tailings. And we've taken the trays out, but the trays catch the different types of ore coming off here, and you can seclude an ore body that you're wanting to process or keep, and you can even keep more than just your gold and silver from going out to your tailings pond if you found another reserve you were interested in. Down here we have the technical controls like I was talking about. There are going to be several tables, and we have a couple more set up to the north of this that are specialized, so the hertz here control how the table runs, and you can turn it down as slowly as you want to be able to get the best control out of the table. So here on the front of the control panel, you see that we have a couple spares, but we're able to dial down the hertz and control the tables at the speeds we correctly want, as well as an e-stop for safety if we need to stop the process at any time. So when you open up the control panel, you can see all the circuitry, relays, and the computers that are controlling this. So it's a VFD, a variable frequency device, that changes over the voltage that we're going to be running these tables at to a hertz, and we can take these panels off and set them remotely, plug them back in with the programming, and then continue on with ourselves. So here we are on level 1. This is the last stage. Right here off the tables, the concentrate comes down. It'll be placed in super sacks, and the forklift runs through here to load it on the trucks as we need to store and process more concentrate. And off to our north, we have the tailings pond.
Well, thanks for the tour, Trudy. That's very helpful and useful, and it's good to have it done by somebody who's actually been involved in it throughout. You can see this is what we have now. We've done a lot of work on this. We're getting close to being ready to go. It's been an exciting project. It's taken time, but we've done it economically, and we believe it's going to work well. There'll be several phases. These terraces are oversized for the existing operation, but that's because we plan to expand the operation. So if you see there's quite a lot of space here, that's for a reason. It's so that we can expand as and when we get used to running the operation and build it up. We're sitting on quite a large site of 20 acres, which will be fenced before we start production. The fencing is starting in the next few days. We also have tailings ponds, which I could show you. There are other things, but basically you've seen the operation now, and we're very proud of it, and looking forward to getting it started. So really, I hope that is interesting, and thank you very much for staying with us during a lengthy project, and we're looking forward to generating some revenues and having a successful project.